Hello, I hope I'm clearly audible to all of you. Well, this is one of my first times that I'm streaming something while I'm doing it live for myself, like for the first time. Like I keep prompting the AI systems to do a lot of things for me. I've been doing it for quite a few years now for different purposes. I use it to learn subject matter for a lot of things while I was preparing for an exam, or I was preparing for my college exams while I was doing my masters, or while I was building some prototype, or while I was looking to understand deeply the science, maths, technologies behind things, and also to do a lot of coding, automations, scripting, and so on. I haven't done a lot of video generation or crazy image generation, no, but I've been using it primarily to learn, to create, to prototype ideas, websites in some interactive ways. So I just came across a new feature in Claude a few days ago, which basically creates interactive visuals for you to show a concept or an idea that you wanted to show. So I've been experimenting with it a lot, and so I want to try a few interesting ideas, and I have thought a lot, and I finally decided that I want to do something that is related to Formula One, right? So if I am someone who has heard a lot about Formula One, know a lot of people who watch Formula One or talk about it, and I haven't yet myself watched it or read about it or tried to understand more about it, but I want to. So let's start doing that. And along the way, we might create some files, some save some data, try to do some interactive tasks. So we'll do that as well, right? Okay. So let me start. Basically, I'm given a lot of I'm given a few choices here, which I'm basically, let's see, is there explore memory techniques, gain information, ask me to simple applications. Mm, let me see. Okay, help me make sense. So when I go over these given choices, it is showing me some information put here, right? And I want to see what that information is. Like I can just see and edit that information, but if I click on it, it'll go and start doing that. I don't want it to do that. I want to use it. So okay, I have it now. So I'll use it here. Hi Claude, could you find me patterns in my research? Uh, we'll use it as a template. Hi Claude, could you help me become wait, know more about Formula One? So I desperately would want to watch the races, view content, view, read, consume, and interact with content around it regularly, be able to digest and make sense of discussions, commentaries, shows, podcasts, scorecards, news articles, sports coverages with intuitive understanding, insight, knowledge, learning engine, curiosity, foundations, general awareness, fan level insights, comfort, interacting with social and community discussions, games, online chat rooms, etc. Okay, I have not watched any race till now, nor have I read or consumed any material around it. Now, all I know is that it is some sort of motor racing, but I come from a good educated background, undergrad and professional professional work experience and background and applied science and related businesses. Uh, read, write, understand data science processes, inquiries, research, graphs, plots, visual exploration, explanations, elaborations, brainstorming, whiteboards, drawings, sketches, flow charts, ideations, uh, use apps, play, games, wow, app, understand software processes, understand product, technical, non-technical, technical documentations, user personas, game, school, cards, combinations, etc. I don't know. I kind of feel I just want. I was trying to basically write like um, my persona, like the background, the persona of the user that it is interacting with it, right? So I want to tell a bit about. So it will maybe help it generate the response accordingly as per the depth and breadth of the response and complexity of things. I so telling, explain complexity and cover depth and breadth of matter, subject, core, science, news, arts, journalism, data, opinion, uh, and simple brain consume full English without compromising the quality of outcomes and of process and depth and required to be covered. But at the end, I to have everything there and my entire the national war map into my fun sporty hearted long running discussion sessions introduction action. Right. I feel bold to live, feel FOMO, worry, never have to worry, never waste, waste time, but just gradually, quickly, knowing, grow into the expert operator role, an expert user role, an expert wow, that's aimed for and be clever and let me be bold over raw and first of all use all your creators to navigate and this further and aim for achievement and least efforts while following respecting all constraints aiming for the goals and clearly you are free to ask me questions engage me in the process try different methods techniques tricks tools to guide this entire process and the desire do you completely understand and do you take this completely honestly a project for us and can you start our track now our picture of the right action always suggest कुछ भी मैंने बोला है I've just said something to it I just told it so many things that basically I was trying to put as much specific context as I would have wanted, deemed necessary. Okay, so it's saying what pulls you towards F1 right now. This shapes our whole storytelling angle. Okay, so I told it to use all kind of methodologies, tools, techniques it has available to it to basically guide this entire learning process. So I think I did not specifically tell it to put up this questionnaire. It figured out that to make it interactive, it might need to use a questionnaire in between. So I think that's that. I'm going to answer it. What pulls you toward F1 right now? This shapes our whole storytelling angle. Ah, the engineering and technology, the human drama and rivalries, global travel and glamour, specific driver or team I heard about. Uh, okay, um, good question. Like the human drama and rivalries. Is it possible to do multiple selection first? Let me check. If I select this and if I select this, it's possible. So yes, definitely human drama, and rivalries. Yes, um, I've watched a few myself. I've watched like, but yeah, I think human drama is a good element because my first documentary that I watched, I remember it was the Silver Arrow documentary on YouTube. So yes, and, and I also watched that Drive to Survive. I think that also covered this in great details. A specific driver or team I heard about, and also engineering. I'm not so much into the global travel and glamour of it. Right, so celebrity angle is not something that I'm very passionate about in general and here as well. So I don't know. Okay, I'll just go ahead with all these things. How do you want to primarily consume F1 content day to day? Watch races live, read articles and deep dives. Uh, Primarily consume. I Okay. How do you want to primarily consume? I want to watch races and highlights. Yes. I want to watch street articles and deep dives. I I might listen to podcasts. I might use social media and community discussions. So okay. Uh, Not at this point because should I say yes to it? I mean, I don't know. It might be a personal bias, but I don't follow topics a lot on social media. But to engage, you need to interact with community. I understand that. Like, yeah, if it's always one way consumption, then the learning isn't really good. So, all right, but I want to engage discussions that are around the technical or engineering side of, or the rivalries or strategy side of, or covering the specific driver. Okay, so just go ahead. Perfect. This is the ideal combination: drama plus engineering and a personal hook. You will never run out of reasons to care. ठीक है? So I'll care about drama, I'll care about engineering, and I'll care about a personal hook. Personal hook means specific, some specific team or some specific driver or some specific engineer or personnel in the entire FIA or Formula One, across the Formula One teams, like the entire Formula One sport world. Let me now build you something real. Give me a moment. Now building your full F1 onboarding experience. This will be epic. Your F1 universe map. Tap any topic to unlock it, quiz yourself, follow the drama, zero boredom guaranteed. So I think it will take a while because it is generating a lot of things. Warming up the engines, mapping the F1 universe, plotting your racing line. Lights out and away we go. Clever. So it is using these statements from F1 itself to describe its progress, to sync with the progress, showing the progress. So rather than using generic loading, reading, searching, it is using the clever statements out of the context way. Good, sticky. Hmm. While it does that, should we go back and let's have a look at what exactly this was the prompt we wrote, just to, hi Claude, can you help me know more about Formula One? So I desperately would want to watch the races. Okay, view, read, consume, and interact with content around it regularly, be able to digest and make sense of discussions, commentaries, shows, broadcasts, scorecards, news articles, sports coverages with intuitive understanding, insight, knowledge, learning engine, curiosity, foundations, generation, general awareness होना चाहिए था. Fans level insight, comfort interacting with social and community discussions, games, online chat rooms, etc. Okay. I've not watched any race till now, nor have I read or consumed any material around it. All I know is that it is some sort of motor racing. I come from a good educated background, undergrad, uh, undergrad. I think undergrad, like there shouldn't be this E, undergrad, and professional work experience and background in applied science and related businesses. I can read, write, understand data science, processes, inquiries, research, graph, plots, visual exploration, explanations, elaborations, brainstorming, whiteboards, drawings, sketches, flowcharts, ideations, use apps, play games. Wanna build apps, can understand software processes, can understand product, technical, non-technical documentation, user personas, games, scorecards, commentaries, etc. So basically, yes, giving it more context on what can be my desired way to interact with information. I like storytellings, explain complexity, and cover depth and breadth of material, subject, core, science, news, arts, and general opinions, data opinions, etc. in simple, plain, consumable English without compromising the quality of outcomes and the quality of the process and depth and breadth required to be covered. But at the end, I want to have everything mind mapped, like the entire multidimensional world of it, mapped into my mind in fun, sporty, engaging, light-hearted, long-running discussion sessions, interactions, etc. Like I never feel bored. I want to leave, never feel burden. FOMO, never worry, never have to worry, never waste effort, never waste time, but just gradually, quickly, unknowingly grow into the expert operator role and expert user role and expert watcher role that's aimed for. Be clever and don't let me be bored at all, and prepare me till I develop that mind as mentioned. Use all your greatest skills to navigate and take this further, and aim for the best achievement in least efforts while following and respecting all constraints and aiming for the right goals clearly. You are free to ask me questions, engage me in the process, try different methods, techniques, tricks, tools to guide this entire process and the desired result for me. I should never lose track, never lose big picture, never lose right information, always pay attention, etc. Do you completely understand, and do you take this completely honestly as a project for us, and can you start this? Good one. Yes, I completely understand and I'm all in on this project with you. Let me be straight with this is actually a fantastic starting point. Formula One is one of the most richly layered words in all of sport. It sits at the intersection of science, strategy, politics, money, human drama, engineering, obsession, pure speed. For someone with your background, this is going to click in ways it never would for a casual viewer. Before I build your first interactive experience, let me ask you two quick questions to calibrate everything perfectly for you. While you answer, here's a quick mental teaser to get your brain warmed up. F1, two quick questions to calibrate everything. While you answer, here's a quick mental teaser to get your brain warmed up. F1 cars generate so much aerodynamic downforce that theoretically, at enough speed, they could drive upside down on a tunnel ceiling and stay stuck. The same physics that keeps them on the road would hold them on to the roof. Okay. I don't know if someone has ever tried that, like entering into a tunnel and then driving the car upside down on the roof so that the downforce that was previously when the car was running normally with tires down on the floor, then the downforce was acting down. And when the car is driven upside down with tires on the roof, the downforce is actually uh, at high speed. It is actually going up, so it can generate this much downforce and you know um, counteract gravity. So the gravity is lesser than the downforce, and downforce keeps it up. So that's what this is saying. But is it has it been tried? Okay, what happened? The basic drama. The basic tap any card to unlock it. Checks how much the okay, then it says basic tab hoga. I think it has not been able to build this completely. It only partially built it because it said this is the ideal combination. Now building your full F1 onboarding experience, this will be epic. And then there's a there's this little area where there are tabs that I can click, but nothing is happening. So this is your launchpad. Here's how to use it. Talking about this, the basics tab is your foundation. This basic tab. Tap any card to unlock it. I'm clicking it, but it's not working. So I think it's not been able to build it completely functionally ready yet. There's no progress bar of the fun universe. And drama and rivalries is where your heart gets into stuff that makes genuinely. Engineering speaks directly to your science background. Race weekend quick quiz. Okay. So I don't want to tap, but what I want to do is currently the launch pad is dummy and does not work with all its features not present and some are non-functional non-working dummies, some are not built but only mentioned. So I basically told it that currently what is the situation With this, I'm trying to click and none of this is functional. This is all dummy. So can you start with making it all functional, working the basics, with the basics section or area completely working with all its sub areas, depth and breadth, all UI and sub UI of it, all its components and inner sub areas and their components, design, working, functioning, checking, validating, uh, validation, all done. For this entire exercise, consider the user is entering just now as per the latest time and dates in this word. So everything should be for the modern and future F1. I don't know. I basically wanted to start doing this basics area and basically complete everything in between. I don't know if it will be able to do that or not, but let's see. Currently, the launchpad is dummy. Okay, I told it that this is not working. Can you start with it? All functional and working. Basics and completely working. So I want this basics area completely working. For this exercise control user just entering. So I want it as per the latest and greatest in F1 and the future of F1, because I know that F1 changed a lot in 2026 because of some new regulations. So if it teaches me based on 3 years ago situation, then it a lot of things will not be exactly aligned, because a lot of things now matter more and a lot of things may matter less than what they used to, and some of the things are entirely new as well. Let me audit exactly what's broken before rebuilding. Good. Now I am building the fully functional basic section from scratch. Every card, every subpanel, every interaction, real complete. F1 basics. Your complete foundation. Four pillars. Tap any card to explore it fully. Every subsection is real, interactive, and current for 2025. Ah, I actually wanted it to be current for 2025, 26. So I edited it to say that all of it should be for the March 2026. I should search the wave. Right. So I did pause it and I went back to the earlier prompt and I edited it. So after editing and submitting, it took the edited prompt and started producing or generating the response for it. So it is now building a lot of things. So I have everything. Okay, the UI is a little bit different from the first response that it was generating before we edited, but that's okay. Everything you need to understand F1 updated for the 2026 session. Set live as of 24th March. Everything you need to understand F1. Start exploring any section below. It is still building. So it is saying what is F1? Teams and driver, the 2026 calendar, how to win, live session, key terms. So now it is building this complete visual element. That there are tabs, there are some info, like some infographics, if you would. Then there's a button to know more. Okay, interesting, right? How these alerts are cleverly mapped to the context of the prompt that is generating. And maybe these are the actual steps it is doing, but it is like running them in a loop. So maybe it is doing all of these things in parallel, or maybe it is just producing alerts tied to the context of the prompt it is generating, and this may not be the actual steps running behind the scene. Do you think that is the case? I don't know. We'll have to, if we knew how this works behind the scenes, we would know. So we'll have to figure out a way to know how this works behind the scenes, right? This alert button in the UI. I don't know how to do that. Um, Maybe there's a way to inspect, because this is happening in a browser, right? So in a browser, while this is being rendered, all of the functionalities that are running in the browser are mostly a JavaScript code that is running. So this JavaScript code in the browser, it's for this section is basically actively asking the servers regularly, like what's the status, and behind the scenes servers are handling these tasks. So now it's showing 4 tasks in a loop. So maybe each of the server or virtual servers is virtual agents, if you would, is handling this task, and it is asking all 4 of them, and then as per their responses it is updating me here. So this is a JavaScript code that is running in the browser. So but when it sends out request to its server, it will have a lot of things encrypted that I'm sure, so that if we try to inspect the code that is running in the browser, so just from being able to see the code and requests and the logs, we shouldn't be able to run them in a duplicated way. So there's a lot of information uh, that will capture. If we try to run with the same information, it wouldn't really work because that information is somehow encrypted and somehow designed for security. And anyway, here's what's now fully built and working, all real, all current. What is F1? So, okay, this is a section F1, and when I click it, all four working subtabs, the sports accreditation to championships. Let so it says it has for the sports to championships, point system, the rules. Ah, nope, it's again nope, not working. I don't think it's working. Bhai, you just told me is now fully built and strong. I told you exactly what I want, and disappointing. Uh, Oh, so it's saying if I it is going behind the scene and getting this information. Is that the case? No, it's not working. I actually want this all to be captured in a web application that I can run, deploy, test, make changes to in least effort imaginable, and I will run Netlify to deploy this with folder and index dot file inside it, and the entire website will be static. So will build all parts, components of this entire exercise as part of that website only, and finally we will have the entire static website ready like a snapshot of everything as per today's date, as discussed, accurate and precise, reliable, quality sources, that's public access. So how entire is that start Building every part response as visual of visual part of that website, capturing the learning for here as it is, and I don't know. I said that all of the things should work. I said a lot of things. Do everything chunk by chunk, step by step, careful, planned, consistent, right, precise, accurate, clear headed, planned ways, recapping, checkpointing, small executable steps, building entire thing clearly, step by step. So it doesn't take a lot of long steps. Till now, we have seen that we want to learn F1 as per the context. So these are the sections. Basics, inside basics, they have few subsections. And then inside drama rivals, then things like that. So we asked it to start with the basic section and it produced things for that. And then inside, what is F1 sports championships? Yeah. But none of this is actually working. So I gave it an idea that I want this entire project to be built like a website, right? And I know that there's a platform called Netlify, and you can deploy a website there easily. You can put the code for your website inside a folder and have an index.html file inside the folder. So code should be written in a way that just buying this information, if one runs the index.html file, the entire website is then rendered and rendered clearly as you wanted. So I gave it that structure, and because it's not dynamically fetching information, I want it to fetch all the information and then just keep everything as static for now, like capture the all the information in the code itself, so the code doesn't have to go and fetch information in real time. So content is fixed, right? And it is formatted in a way that it can be rendered, and it is organized in a way that can be rendered. So we'll build all parts component of the entire exercise. So I basically asked it to take small steps. So it said, okay, great plan. Let me think through this carefully before writing a single line of code. Now let me plan so it said I check if a front-end design skill exists. Okay. So it thinks that it needs to design the front end because I said it would be done as a website as per the context and to support the goals of the context. So it thinks it might need a front end design skill. Okay. Then it checked and it found and it read and it done. So now it's like it warmed up with the skill. So it brought the entire front end design skill in context just by checking for it, right? So it like warmed up. Now it first said that it needs a design to skill to design front end, and then it found it and it is loaded in the context. So now let me plan the entire project architecture before building anything. Okay. So basically what we'll do here is we'll take a little break and let us continue this let us continue this in a while, like in a minute or so. I don't want to break the stream, and I just want to get everything done in a single stream. So I don't want to make a part two. I'm not sure because I'm using OBS Studio to stream it, and this is basically the first time. So I don't know what's the time limit allowed to be able to stream it. Like how long can I stream it without getting interrupted or something? But anyway, I'll take a break of 1 minute, have some water, and then continue with this. So yeah, I'm back. So as we were discussing, for the context, it thought and it found out that it needs to have front-end design skill. It checked for it, it found it, got this loaded into context and says done. We're now good to go ahead and plan the entire project architecture before building anything. Okay. So it says that here's a blueprint before I write one. There is a folder, there's a file inside the folder. As I said, main index.html file which will contain the main routing navigation logics inside it. It will basically link it will in this file there would be link to all other files. So when this file is rendered by the browser, other links links inside this file which are to the other files, they are also rendered. So this file itself is small size because it only contains links. So but when rendered inside a browser with the data, which is this complete folder, so any relative path to the files that is present in this index.html is also rendered if rendered inside a browser. So we'll have content in this HTML like that. So content size itself would be short, but when rendered in the browser, the links will be rendered, and then we will we as a user will see the entire picture. Great. So HTML file, so CSS contains all the styling elements, fonts, buttons, designs, and JS contains all the functionality elements, right? Um, Routing logic. So this is the logic that the browser then this logic browser will implement all of the logic in there. So the links, and from the links the sublinks and every other information will be visible to us in the website very clearly. So as you can see, like data.js is a is a provider of data. So each section logic, routing logic will lead to a section, and the section will need data, and then it will call data.js. So it's like a modular design. So providing data is a separate, then taking care of navigations and is a separate thing, but then they are also interlinked. If we would open the code inside these files, they would also be interlinked. So it's modular design. So by talking to each other and by resolving these connections clearly, we will be able to see the entire website. So build order is chunk by chunk. It says, okay, I'll build this section, navigation building now, and then I'll build the design direction is direct at premium motorsport magazine, carbon fiber, text feel, sharp red accent, Weber's new for headers, source serif 4 for body, not generic, not purple gradients. Okay. The complete foundation index.html full basic section production ready. Now so it's create product, ran a command, created 4 files, create product, project structure. Okay. CSS design system, F1 2026 data, main app JS navigation section management, basics, all logic for the basics page. Then now the main index.html, the full page, check JS syntax. Now copied, ran foreground, created a file, edited a file. Okay, these are the steps it took. Okay. Uh, Nothing is actually working. The UI is all. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So this is rendering the index.html and it might not be able to style it correctly because I don't think the styling and everything is being rendered correctly. So I'll have to close this and see what I have to do. What you have right now, deployable Netlify folder. Okay. I have this inside the folder. This is what is fully working. 4 subtasks sports to championship. It says all of these are working. Ready to continue with build 2 whenever you are. Which section should we tackle next? So it says that I have, okay, I have the artifacts in text data. So I have uh, CSS app.js. If I download it all, then I don't know it. Uh, I say save as. I say, okay, YT streams is, I say, this is mm, F1 project version 1, I don't know. And basically, I want to go to an extract all. Says if I extract it all, it's there. So if I go here and render it just once with our browser, no, it's not working right now. So what do I have? I have this is the, so basically this is the file. This is how I have the files, right? So I'll say this is, if I drop a spinning tool and if I say no, I should also have this. Basically I have this and I don't know how to go ahead with. Okay, so before moving ahead, I have the file structure files downloaded in the structure as displayed in the attached image in my Windows PC. So I want to copy the image which is a screenshot of the directory structure. Guide me in detail on how to, whether I can directly upload this in Netlify, and as it is, or can we, or do we need to make amends to it first? Not amends, basically make changes to it first. That's what I thought. Okay, in the description that it gave me things with this subfolder structure. It said that the structure that it's decided, which is have a index HTML, then have a subfolder CSS subfolder, and inside the CSS subfolder style.css file. And similarly inside the JS folder these three files, but it was not the case. Our file structure was flat. So it says that okay, now I have the full picture. Your image shows all files flat in the folder references these. Okay. I will go with option A and modify the folder as per the mentioned structure, and all future work that you will produce as part of this project should be should remember that and track changes accordingly. Accordingly. Okay. So basically it's asked me to create a CSS folder, create the CSS and JS folder. So I'll create a new folder which is named JSS, and I'll create a new folder which is named CS. So I'll move this CSS file to move to, it's basically CSS, right? Not CSS. So style.css is there, and then I will select 1, 2, 3, and I will take these three file and copy to JS. I'll move them to JS. So JS has app basics and data, app basics and data. Gone. I have gone modified. ठीक है. Okay. So now if I take this to Netlify, let me open Netlify. Netlify. I don't want to show this part to you, so I'm going to hide it for a while because this is my personal login. So I'll just hide it for a while. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually uploading that folder to Netlify. Okay, so this is in progress. So I guess we have deployed the app. Um, I'm going to put my screen back up so you know how the app looks after being deployed. And here's the URL if you want to try it right now with me, like if any one of you is watching. Um, I hope there was a way for me to put this out there, but what I'll do is just I'll take a screenshot of this so you can see it in big, so you can see it in big way. So here you go. So let me first figure that I'm putting it back up. So if you see, this is how it looks right now, right? So I'm yet to I'm yet to explore it, but this is how it looks, and this is the design that it showed. Okay, so it says that modify the folder structure that we did, and then all I did was uploaded that modified folder to app.netlify.com, and then it just renders it. So I'll basically it asking me to share the Netlify URL, which I will. So I'll just here is the URL. Here is the URL. So I wanted to go ahead and try this URL. Many of the I'm yet to explore it. I'm yet to explore it fully. Also, I don't want to make it use LLM in the real time. Like, I want to have the answers all ready in static data, keeping the feel of clicking cards and getting the answers as intact, but all from real static captured data, not from real requests to LLMs. And also, I felt that some of the buttons on the navigation page not working correctly. As I said, no dummies, and if there are, they should be explicitly mentioned. No such surprises. In the work you claim to be done in this step step project we are building. So go ahead and first take care of these things. In fact, all the features, UI, data, requirements of the entire project when finished with all its components will be will be furnished with static data files in the project folder whose current structure you already know. No. check if everything till now built or claimed to be built or assumed to be built and functioning is actually working and functioning as intended, and keep proceeding with the process. This fix, identify, fix, inform, and keep moving ahead. Strategy and so what I said is I did the changes. So while I gave it the, I'm not sure if it can, if it actually did. I don't know if it actually, I don't know if it found. I want to place as plain text. Okay. I want to save it. I want to go and save it. While it does that, let us go back to this. So this is not yet populated. Okay, these are working, but okay, this will be built next. And there's something in this ask here. So it's basically there's something that I can ask and it goes and it takes my request and fetches answer for me. Okay. So I want all of these as working, none of it is working. We are okay, what is F1 live? Then yeah, then two championships, driver championship and constructor championship, point system, power unit, active aerodynamics, full F1 beginner guide. If I'm clicking it, when I'm clicking it, so it goes and changes this question. If I say McLaren is downstairs. Okay, these cards are working, team cards are working, Ferrari, and then it takes me. Okay, and then these are like okay, important. If I want to go deeper, then it does this question. Okay, cool. Go deeper changes the question. So I've asked it that rather than this ask, everything should be already ready. None of it. We are not making an LLM app right now, so that's fine. Okay, it says Chinese GP. If we go and tell me more, okay, I can go deeper into the GPs. Then I can qualifying race start. If I Bahrain GP and then it shows me standings. So if I go on the Australian GP only, then it shows me more about and standings. Storylines. This is not working. Full changes the question. Who is Antonelli changes the question. 20 essential. Grand Prix. Then when I click all these cards, they're just changing questions. So means for the information that will be displayed upon clicking those cards is basically going to come from here. That's the plan. So it is asking if I click, this is not actually working. So it is basically expecting it to be an LLM request, which is currently not. So in that case, I would have to actually write the code to request an LLM to give this data as per the question, and which I'm not going to do. So I've asked this, I've said, so it is fixing. So we'll take a break of a few minutes. I'll drink some water. I'm putting myself on mute. So I am back, and we will just be away with this and pull up the screen and see where we are right now. So we asked it that many of the functionalities there are depending on fetching answers from the ask feature that it thought would be based on an LLM, active LLM, where we would feed those ask questions and get answers in real time. This For this version, I just want to build the entire website like statically, like all the information, data, whatever content it needs for the website to work, already put together in files inside the folder, right, in the structure that it asked us to put in. Okay, so I guess it will take a while. So because I think there are a lot of ask type questions, so getting, I think there are easily, I saw maybe 50 or 60 ask questions in there easily. So it has to get data, and then it also has to take care of how it's going to show the information for each of those ask questions. Like, is it just going to give answer there and be able to read, or is it going to show the answer in a different page, different pop-up window? Like, what kind of user element it would be, what kind of display of answer it would be. As you can see, it's completely getting the answers for the questions as well. I think it's generating those answers. Is it using the web search to fetch the answers behind the scenes, or is it just giving the answers from what it remembers? What it remembers is then constrained by the cutoff date. Like, if the model was last trained in October 2025 and never trained after that, then it would miss a lot of information, real time information. It will start to cook some information which would not be accurate. So, to fetch all the right information, updated information, it should use the web search to get all its questions answered and then compile those beautifully, um, in a cohesive format, which is very interactive and which is just smoothly, which integrates smoothly with what we already have. It's writing code now, as you can see. It'll basically hide this artifact. And okay, I'm watching it write code. What do you think it's writing code for? basically the structure, the formatting, the buttons, all of these elements. So if we click this changes color, right? And it changes the cursor type, and then we are basically able to click it. And on the click, we should basically have this guide ready. So to get that guide currently in the deployed version, it is basically sending a question. Sorry, it, it is basically sending a question to the LLM here, and then it expects the LLM to go get the answer for us if we click the go, right? And since the feature is not working in the deployed version, it just basically returns an alert. For our current first version, we want the entire data to be present. Like if we click here, it's taking us to a data, right? It's fine. But in that information, if we want to go deeper, we again, this is not statically working. It will work dynamically with an LLM present there, but we don't have the LLM right now. So we'll first get all the information and put it there in nice integrating format. Australian GP and all those things, right? Qualifying, then formation, lab grid penalty. They're all the basic things. So looks like a good start if we so at the bottom who is internally 20 essential. There's one question I don't know. You'll hear these constantly: watching races, reading articles. I think a construct a team that designs or builds its own car. A Ferrari, McLaren, and championship tracks them performance. DRS retired to the now update. Replace all 5 files in your. Okay, it says all files. So I'll download it all. I'll download it all and save as. F1 project rather than V1. I'll call it V2. Okay, I'll call it V2 and I'll extract it here. V2, and then what I basically want to do is like deploy. So I'm going to hide my screen for now and deploy the updated version just for safety purposes. I don't know, maybe. Okay. So this folder here is I have to make it change to CSS. CSS and JS. Then I have to, and then I have to cut these three into JS folder, and I will go to Netlify and I will Okay, we have now deployed the update, and I would like to pull it up again, and I hope you can clearly see. I'll put up the URL for you to try, and the URL is here, is this URL. If you can, oh, you don't know. Okay, okay, okay. So I'll basically copy and put this up here in the chat, right? I'll just paste it as plain text. In that case, you can see glittery pudding 2097 ft.netlify.app. So if you, okay, so going back to our app, the F1 basics. Now we have, what is F1? Within the F1, the sport, two races done. Russell won Australia race 1. Antonelli won China race 2. Japan is next, March 27, 29, 2026. Formula 1 is the highest class of single seater motor racing in the world. 10 teams each designed with BA, and then two drivers. And we full F1 reviews. Formula 1 is the pinnacle of children. 11 teams each building two cars, giving 22 drivers competing. December points awarded. Every team designs and manufactures its own car. Ferrari's car is completely different from McLaren's, which is different from Mercedes. That engineering competition runs in parallel to the on track racing and is often the decisive factor. Regulation changes, so it gave us some race distance. These are not clickable. Okay, this is clickable, so it's working. Two championships. One is drivers world championship, another is constructor championship, and why both championships matter. Championship history. Why do how do the two championships work? Every F1 runs driver. So it gave us, rather than championship history and records, it gave us some answer. Dummy answer. It's not the right answer. Points history. Okay, this is how the points used to be awarded. And then 2026 rules. And then we can go to teams and drivers, all teams. We go to McLaren. We want to full team history. Okay, quick. Actually, this is quick team history. We have all drivers. We can go to Kimi Antonelli. More content coming soon. Okay, fine, makes sense. Not yet up. Then we have 2026 calendar, season in progress. Australian GP completed. Okay, not yet. हेलो. हाँ जी. हाँ हाँ हाँ. Okay, so this is something that uh, something to show that we can really make a good website, very informative for very contextual purposes, like not like suiting to our very specific purposes very fast, right? So we can go on and keep doing and keep implementing all those things, but I hope you get the gist of what it will be able to do and how we'll be able to guide it. As you can see, we can work on this on a very high level, like just dictating how we want the things to be and let it do the things, and then just interact with its ideas and give it feedback, and then ask it to modify and update, and it seems to do an okay work with consistently doing it, like maintaining the consistently, not breaking things what's already working, right? Like updating but breaking already working things is not a good update. So we want things to update as consistently with our requirements as possible, right? Small updates consistent with the requirement feels like building, doesn't feel like building inconsistently and going off the rails. So you already, I think, in a few chats, few prompts, uh, we really got to see. If we want, we can actually take a look at the code. Is that fine? Should we? Okay, let's open this. It's rendering it. Let's look at the code. So it's like, so from here it renders, from here it looks like code, and this is like 417 lines of code. And okay, so they have comments and we can quickly read through it. So this is all declaration statements, like this is a document HTML. It has this, even I don't understand a lot of these, but this is basically style declaration of fonts, media, inner navigation, how the navigation buttons will be styled. All the, again, styling guidance, and then here I think we start with the body, the actual content, and then it shows us the header logo and progress strip, and okay, at the top, and then they have these section 01 start here, F1 basics, everything you know to understand. So content placement, content layout, logic is all there in this HTML file. Like there's a how to win button, and on click it goes to the basics dot show panel, and it shows me something. So this is a button is named with how to button, and upon clicking this button it will go and fetch the data from here, something like that, right? All of this is written in the HTML. And then there is static text, right? So buttons and text as we saw, right? But then all the supporting files, there are all the supporting files as well, right? So let's look at all the style. So for each of the buttons, tags, text boxes, everything, the style is defined here. So it says that the header logo will have this style. So header logo is defined in the HTML, and it is linked to its style here. Like the style description is here, and we'll probably find a link to this style description for the HTML, for the header logo in the HTML code for sure. And yeah, section hero banner का style here, section content area, sub navigation tabs styling, card styling, stand stat block styling, badges styling, tables styling, bar styling, detail panel, and different styling declarations, definitions for different parts of the HTML, different components in the DOM structure of the HTML. I'm throwing words around here, but you'll find those to be very relevant. So let's see JavaScript file for. This is the file, JavaScript file, and it has a code to serve data. So basically, it contains data and also contains the logic to serve data. So it has an object which is the F1 data, and in this object there are sub objects, sub like somebody, if this object is asked about the team's data, it will give this data from A to, so all the sub data sets. Like if they ask me about a team and Red Bull, I will give this data, all of that data here, right? So you saw the team Alpine, Alpine ka name is this, color is this, driver is this, and this is the data. And then when you see Alpine, let's go to Alpine. Let's go to Alpine. Alpine is here, right? So we see Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto, and you see Pierre Gasly and Franco Colapinto coming from here. We see Aston UK Mercedes engine this. You see Aston UK Mercedes engine this, and then you see detail, and so detail is this from Alpine word to season, from Alpine word to season. This is the detail, and this is the summary. So everything, and then read full story. So everything there as per this, right? So this is the file that is supplementing the data, right? So it contains data and it contains the logic to give it, right? Okay, then this is the basics. So basics, let us see what. So basics contains some logic, right? All navigation, data rendering, static answers, no LLM calls, no alert, no broken wiring. Static answer library, all answers are pre-written static test. Key match basics. So whenever a question is asked in the ask section, it will ask what is Formula One. So there is a key, an answer, then two championships, key and answer. Point system, this is the question. For every question answer pair, every question has this answer present here. Data and question answer, like, okay. So for all, the answer to all the questions that were supposed to be answered by the LLM, and this is very short code, 73 lines of code in app.js. Section navigation, each section manages its own internal state, so it only contains the logic to go to sections. So in the basics drama engineering, it will, so when we click F on basics, it will take us to the basics drama engineering section. So for basics drama engineering, in its section I first visit basics. I can see basics and type of basics is undefined, so it is letting me visit sections at the top, and then within sections it'll get the section basics show section, and then there's a function show section. It's for any section we go to the section page, and in the section page we see the section page for this ID. Okay, section page dot nav button, document में section page, and so You can basically read the code, right? So it in the response it all also provided me the things that were not working. So no inner subtasks for what is F1 4 kernel existed but no button to switch between them. Okay. Fixed, 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 fixed. As we said, we don't want LLM to serve content. We want it to be served from the static sources. Everything pre-written. Some of it is not written. Okay. So now we have seen how to do something interesting. So we got everything rendered in the file and we just took the folder structure. If you as it described the folder structure, and we just uploaded files in that folder structure to Netlify. And it's very easy. We just got this URL at the top and we have the app live. We can share it. Thank you. That was really good. So basically I'll take a break for now. I'll end this session. It was interesting to work with it. We got to build a very interesting static website. We'll do more of it. I it's very contextual. We can build websites and really good information consumption sources, information consumption medium, really fast, really reliably. I'm not sure about reliability for now, but for the scope that we had, it looks pretty good. So we'll keep doing that. So for now, I think we should take a break. It was a long session, even for me. So yeah, we'll continue doing this in our future streams. Yeah, see you all.